Hello everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Mazz Reporter. Today on January 15th, 2026, we're bringing you a clear and simple roundup of the top trending news stories from around the world, covering politics, business, technology, sports, art, climate, and health. Let's begin. United Kingdom news. British Embassy in Tehran temporarily closed. The UK government has temporarily shut the British Embassy in Tehran, shifting operations to remote consular support amid heightened tensions and protests in Iran. A travel advisory update has been issued alongside this move. UK pushes to reintroduce terrorism charge against kneecap rapper. UK prosecutors are attempting to restate a terrorism-related charge against Liam O'Hanna, a member of the Northern Irish hip-hop band Kneecap. The legal move has drawn widespread criticism from fans, bandmates, and free speech advocates, many of whom argue that pursuing the case is a misuse of public resources and threatens artistic expression. Rising demand for British international schools overseas. A survey of British international schools shows more than half reporting increased student enrolment, with most institutions optimistic about future growth, reflecting expanding global interest in British-style education. UK construction cost and price trends for 2026. New data from BCIS points to a mixed outlook for UK construction in 2026, with tender prices rising modestly and tender price index growth strengthening. A key indicator for builders and developers. Dramatic police chase ends at Sunderland care home. Viral footage has captured a high-speed police chase that ended when a stolen car smashed into a care home in Sunderland, drawing local and national attention to public safety and policing issues. United States news. Minneapolis ICE shooting fallout and DOJ resignations. Several senior federal prosecutors in Minnesota have resigned amid controversy over the shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent. The resignations come as the Justice Department's handling of the case, including its decision not to pursue a civil rights investigation, has sparked public outcry and political divisions. US recommends American citizens leave Iran as crisis deepens. The United States has issued an urgent alert for American citizens in Iran to leave the country immediately amid escalating protests, violent crackdowns, and regional instability. This warning reflects growing concern over safety and the potential for broader conflict, inflation cooldown, and market reaction. New US inflation data shows consumer prices rising more slowly than expected, with core inflation at the weakest rate in years. This has led to mixed reactions in US financial markets as investors reassess the Federal Reserve's future rate decisions. Figure skating championships trend online. The 2026 US Figure Skating Championships concluded in St. Louis, with standout performances from Ilya Malinin, Amber Glenn, and ice dance champions Madison Chock and Evan Bates. And the results are trending online as the US prepares for the Winter Olympics. Middle East news. US begins partial evacuation from Middle East bases amid Iran tensions. The United States has started withdrawing some personnel from key military bases in the Middle East, including from Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, as tensions rise over Iran's ongoing protests and the possibility of US military action. This move is described as a precaution amid heightened regional uncertainty. Iran warns of retaliation if the US strikes. Iran has issued warnings that it would retaliate if the United States conducts military strikes in response to the protest crackdown. European officials say military intervention could occur within a short time frame, further intensifying diplomatic and security anxieties in the region. Far East news. Asian stocks rise as fragile yen. Sparks intervention worries. Asian stock markets are trending higher, led by gains in Japanese shares, as investors prepare for a possible snap election in Japan and debates over fiscal policy. The Japanese yen hit a weak point, raising concerns about possible market intervention to stabilize the currency. Myanmar election phase sparks controversy and claims of manipulation. In Myanmar's second phase of voting, the military-backed USDP claims sweeping wins in about 80% of constituencies. The elections are widely criticized as illegitimate, with opposition parties dissolved, reports of intimidation, and alleged vote manipulation. Philippines and UAE sign first free trade deal. The Philippines and the United Arab Emirates have signed a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, marking Manila's first free trade pact with a Middle Eastern partner. The deal aims to cut tariffs, expand market access, and boost investment and professional services links between the two countries. South Asia news. Calls to revive SAARC amid regional strains. Bangladesh's top advisor Muhammad Yunus has urged South Asian nations to revive the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, SAARC, to promote cooperation despite ongoing political tensions with neighbors. Visa processing halted for Pakistan, Bangladesh, and other countries. The United States has paused visa processing for 75 countries, including Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and Sri Lanka. This move affects travel, work and study plans for many South Asians and comes as part of broader US immigration policy shifts. Indian passport gains visa-free access to 55 countries. India's passport ranking has improved, giving its citizens visa-free travel to 55 destinations in 2026. This reflects growing diplomatic ties and enhances opportunities for travel, business, and cultural exchange. Major higher education conference in Dhaka. Dhaka is hosting a major international gathering on higher education, bringing academics and policymakers together to discuss the future of universities and educational cooperation across South Asia. Rest of the world news. Venezuela's interim leader continues prisoner releases. In Venezuela, acting President Delcy Rodriguez has vowed to continue releasing political prisoners detained under former President Nicolás Maduro. This follows the recent US-backed change in power and signals a new political phase in the country's long crisis. Singapore retains world's most powerful passport. According to the latest global index, Singapore's passport remains the most powerful in the world, offering visa-free travel to 192 destinations. Countries with weaker passports, such as Afghanistan, continue to face heavy travel restrictions. Now, business news. World Bank upgrades global growth outlook. The World Bank raised its forecast for global economic growth in 2026 to 2.6%, up from 2.4% previously, highlighting that the world economy has shown surprising resilience amid ongoing trade tensions and geopolitical challenges. However, risks, particularly from renewed trade disputes and tariff pressure, remain high. London stocks slip. Whitbread leads FTSE 100. In financial markets, London's FTSE 100 index slipped slightly on Tuesday, though Whitbread, owner of Premier Inn, topped the index with strong trading performance. Broader market sentiment was cautious after the latest data on inflation and economic forecasts. Global trade nears record levels. UN trade data shows global merchandise trade is expanding strongly, with East Asia, Africa, and South-South commerce powering gains despite slowing momentum in some regions. These trends suggest companies are continuing to diversify supply chains and market reach worldwide. Technology news. Google's Gemini AI app gains proactive beta feature. Google announced a new Gemini AI beta feature that lets the assistant deliver proactive, tailored responses by analyzing your Gmail, photos, search history, and more. This makes the AI feel more personalized and context-aware, though it raises fresh privacy questions. Sports news. Manchester United appoints Michael Carrick as head coach. Manchester United have named Michael Carrick as their new head coach, taking charge for the rest of the season. A high-profile leadership change for one of the Premier League's biggest clubs. Virat Kohli breaks record and reclaims #1 ODI spot. Virat Kohli has reached a major milestone by becoming the fastest batter to 28,000 international runs, overtaking previous records and reclaiming the ICC #1 ODI batting ranking. A huge moment in cricket. Top seeds named for Australian Open. Tennis news is trending as Carlos Alcaraz and Aryna Sabalenka have been announced as the top seeds for the upcoming 2026 Australian Open, setting up expectations for a blockbuster Grand Slam. Bahrain Darts Masters kicks off. The 2026 Bahrain Darts Masters is underway, featuring top professional players from the PDC and Asian representatives. It's the first World Series event of the year and a growing highlight on the darts calendar. Health news. Bonus trending. Health trend. AI is shaping healthcare's future. Experts say AI technologies will play a larger role in healthcare in 2026, from personalized diagnostics and risk prediction to real-time monitoring with wearables, signaling a shift toward preventive and tailored care models. Major brain study explains sudden memory loss in aging. Scientists from an international research project have found that memory decline with age isn't driven by one part of the brain or a single gene, but by widespread structural changes across the entire brain that build up over time. This insight could help improve early detection and future Alzheimer's treatments. Gut bacteria can make people drunk without drinking. Researchers have identified the microbes and biological pathways behind autobrewery syndrome, a rare condition in which certain gut bacteria produce alcohol from food, leading to intoxication without consuming alcohol. Climate news. Alarms raised as 1.5 degrees Celsius. Threshold is crossed. Scientists confirm a troubling milestone. Global temperatures have been above the 1.5 degrees warming threshold, a key Paris Agreement target across the last 3 years. Experts warn this increases the risk of irreversible impacts on ecosystems, water supplies, food security, and extreme weather patterns. Arts and culture. London Art Fair prepares for 2026 edition. The annual London Art Fair, one of the UK's biggest contemporary and modern art events, is returning later this month. With over 100 galleries and a programme of talks, tours and exhibitions, it's expected to attract international visitors and spotlight new artistic talent. New and innovative art fairs, such as ArtSG in Singapore, and exhibitions blending art, design and fashion, are drawing global attention. The 64th Kerala School, Kalolsavam, is currently taking place in Thrissur, India. It's one of Asia's largest youth cultural events of its kind. Thank you for listening. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, subscribe and share. We'll continue to bring you clear, calm explanations of the stories shaping our world.